Everyone knows what happened because of the case between Ripple and the SEC, but now things are different and XRP is going to great heights. The SEC is also no longer a danger, which is great news for the market. Market experts believe that the XRP Ripple coin could hit 10,000 in value. They're sure that this will happen. It's more than a story. This video is something you should not miss, believe me. Let's begin right away. Not to Ben. A lot of people in the crypto world are mad at Gary Gensler again because of what he said. Gensler used to be the SEC's head. In a recent interview with CNBC, he said again what everyone already knows, that almost all cryptocurrencies besides Bitcoin are just risky projects that will fail. Gensler says that these tokens are only popular because of the hype around them and don't really have any value. A lot of them turn out to be fake. What he says is the only thing that doesn't sound like a security is Bitcoin. Gensler said right away that there are a lot of scams in the crypto space. Still, John Dion, who is known for defending XRP users in Ripple's court case, wasn't slow to point out what he thinks is obvious dishonesty. People were made aware of the fact that Gensler often uses FTX, spectacular failure, his strict enforcement first policy. But Gensler has never talked about the private talks he has had with Sam Bankman-Fried, the founder of FTX, who is now in trouble. Gensler and other company leaders are said to have met with SBF more than once before FTX went bankrupt. There were worries about unfair treatment because these meetings were never talked about in public, and SBF is said to have given as much as then $10 million to the Biden administration. Dion was clearly interested in whether Gensler had purposely ignored FTX, giving it more freedom work than other platforms. People in the crypto community don't believe the SEC acts and don't do anything about FTX because of this selective silence, as Dion put it. The loud quiet for so long has become a problem in and of itself. In the crypto space, there was a big scam going on, so Gensler should have seen warning signs about it sooner, but he didn't. It turned out to be one of the biggest business scams in recent history. A lot of people in the XRP and cryptocurrency worlds believe that Gensler's new warnings about altcoins are less important than the fact that they are not clear. Gensler's departure has already changed the mood at the SEC, which is interesting. The new chair, Paul Atkins, seems set on moving away from Gensler's hard style. At the Wyoming Blockchain Symposium, Atkins said that not all coins are stocks. He said that the type of coin depends on how it is built and how it works in real life. A broad view from Gensler that put almost all digital assets in the same group of stocks has been from that point of view, everything changed. Even more important, the SEC has announced Project Crypto, a plan to update stock laws to fit the digital world. The goal of the project is to use blockchain technology in traditional financial markets to link assets like stocks, bonds, and currencies to digital platforms. Changes will happen slowly, but this shows that the government finally gets how important blockchain will be for the world economy. It looks like this is a big moment for people who own XRP and for crypto in general. The fact that's still a big mystery is why Gensler hasn't said anything about FTX. But Atkins' more nuanced view and the start of Project Crypto make it look like the SEC may finally be switching from being an enemy to a partner. That change could be the start of if it turns out to be true. Rules that are more open and fair protect investment and let new ideas grow. It seems like this story can't get any stranger. The experts couldn't help but guess some crazy things about what would happen next with XRP and the market as a whole. I can tell you right now that they're not only brave, but full of crazy. People in the crypto world are talking a lot right now because XRP is moving again. Take a look at some of the newest social media posts. Harry wrote that XRP prices were about to go up, and fans were told that XRP is back on track, not quickly but steadily. The views that stand out are the ones that are more direct. During this rise, will XRP reach 100? That's the big question that XRP Dragon asked. Let's make that dream come true. It was even more exciting for John Squire because he had a personal stake in it. When XRP hits 100, I'll have 1 million and everyone else will be happy. It's not just going to be online chatter. Analysts and people who live in the area are both saying that some strange things will happen. Right now, XRP costs about 3. Some people think this price is way too low. Some buyers are more sure of its value because it went up almost 600% between November 2025. This showed them that it has the potential to grow very quickly and dramatically. There are people who think it will only go up to 50 or 100 and people who are ready to go even further. The head of Alpha Lions Academy, Eduardo Fina, thinks that 100 is a good goal. Some very hopeful people think that it will gain value over time and become worth thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Xena has one of the most certain sounds. She is well known in the XRP community. When asked if she thought XRP could have hit $10, and she answered right away, without a doubt it will. She explained XRP is in the same early stage as Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. When Bitcoin or Ethereum hit 1,000 or 5, or people who didn't like them laughed. Still, those early bets made people famous for trusting their gut. Xena paid between $200 and $600 for Bitcoin and $5 for Ethereum. Some people didn't believe in them, but it paid off. She thinks that XRP gives her the same chance now. Xena knows that some people don't believe her, but she doesn't let them change her mind. Someone in the XRP community who goes by the name Bearable Guy and thinks XRP is still way too cheap is talked about. This was also thought by Brad Garlinghouse and David Shores, two important people at Ripple. In her talk, Xena also talks about small trends in the XRP community, like how the number 5e9 keeps coming up. Some people think this shows what Ripple wants to do. Arthur Brito, one of the founders of Ripple, is said to have said that XRP was meant to reach 10,000, which she talks about. Of course, these big expectations are based on crazy numbers. XRP would have to go up more than 456,000% from where it is now to 10,000. That's a huge 590 trillion market cap, which is a lot more than the 90 trillion of M2 money in circulation around the world right now. Those who are very good at trading would blink when they saw that number. But in the world of crypto, history shows that some peaks that don't seem possible can happen. Really interesting about XRP is that people in the community, business leaders, and people who use it in the real world all back it up. The way the token is moving people are interested and excited about the future, even if the 10,000 goal is not reached. As Zena says, that critics will always be around, but what makes believers different from doubters is that they pay attention to the signs that count. There are many signs right now that XRP will grow a lot, but we can't stop here because Ripple does more than just guess prices. Behind the scenes, some big partnerships are slowly coming together. Believe me, what's happening is the best sign for the market in years. This could make a huge difference for XRP, so keep reading. These changes are making XRP stand out both on trade charts and in the halls of central banks. People in the cryptocurrency world are very excited about a new working paper from Malaysia's Bank Negara. In July 2025, it was part of their study group. A crypto researcher named Smoke pointed out important parts of the study that make the case for how private tokens like XRP could be used in global payment systems in the future. It is said in an interesting part that private tokens like Bitcoin or XRP could be widely used in the future as a way to pay without going through banks. They could replace cash or bank accounts. To give you an idea, CA stands for cash in circulation and traditional balances mean bank savings. There's a big difference between the two. As the need for faster cross-border transactions grows, XRP could one day be used as a different currency, filling in the gaps in current financial systems. It says in the paper that these are just the author's thoughts and not official policy. But the fact that a central bank is even thinking about XRP in its study shows that it is becoming more real. The study also talks about why Bitcoin and Ethereum aren't as good for these types of payment methods. It says they're